Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to review a fundraising investor database case study for a client in the USA that is in the education and AI sector. If you watch my previous videos, you know that you can click my Fiverr link below to get information on my investor databases for venture capital, private equity, angel groups. I also do pitch deck reviews for clients. About 80% of the pitch decks that I get sent are not suitable to be sent out to investors. So if you're just getting ready to start your fundraising, check my profile and send me your pitch deck, and hopefully I can help you make sure that it is ready to be sent out. I also do startup fundraising consulting. So this video highlights how I assist a client with sourcing a target list of 500 investors in the education and AI sector for their startup. They have funding requirements of $500,000 US. So what are the key targets used to find suitable education tech investors? So number one, we used artificial intelligence or AI. And number two, education and EdTech, education technology. Number three, e-learning. 4, online learning. 5, higher education. And number 6, training. And of course, these are the keywords that we used for our database of over 250,000 investors. So let's take a look at the database. So when we used the keyword artificial intelligence, we came up with 566 contacts that suited it. Again, this is global, so we didn't use country or city because this particular client is just looking for the main list at the beginning, and then it can be narrowed down after that. And of course, this is using the database that I'll talk about a little bit later that has 252,000 contacts and growing. We also used the short form AI, and that came up with a larger selection of 2597. Education came up with 663. EdTech 158. Also added e-learning in there in 2 different forms, 329 contacts, and online learning, which had 69. Also used higher education with 60, training with 123. So here are the results of the keyword search for EdTech. Artificial intelligence 3,163, education 821, e-learning 329, online learning 69, higher education 60, and training 123. So what about broader target keywords? Well, there are opportunities to broaden the targets. For example, using a single word technology would increase the reach by about 2,628 contacts. Now they can always be used for the secondary part of the fundraising campaign, but in the beginning we didn't feel we had to use it because, for example, many of those keywords would already be associated with the word technology, but it allows us to go in after the first campaign is run. So basically we generated a sample report with approximately 4,565 investor targets, and of course the next step is to refine and condense the database down further. So let's take a look at how the screening would work using the database of 252,000 contacts, and these include venture capital, private equity, angel investors, hedge funds, angel groups. So basically what I would start with is, for example, if I wanted to use education as my keyword for the first one, we're going to find 663 contacts that match that. And then I would simply go down here and take a look at the results. So basically those are the results for the search. And then I would export them into single databases. So here are the spreadsheets now that we have done the original search for. You can see AI here, artificial intelligence, e-learning, EdTech, education, higher education, online learning, and training. And now I've taken those 9 spreadsheets and merged them all into one list. that has 4,566 total, and of course there are going to be duplicates, but this is the next part of the process. So we've got the list name which they came from, and if I scroll down here you can see we've got AI, we've got artificial intelligence. So those are all the keywords: e-learning, EdTech, and so on, education, online learning, and training. So that is all the 9 spreadsheets. I've got full name where possible, email addresses, entity type. So you can see we've got hedge funds, we've got venture capital, we've got corporate venture capital, private equity here. We have investment partners or otherwise angel investors. So there's a fair bit of angel investors in this particular screening. Micro venture capital as well, because we're looking for $500,000. That fits into the micro venture capital form. We've also got incubators and accelerators in there, and we'll probably leave a few of them in there, but this gives you a bit of an idea how the screening works with those. We've got the firm name, country. Obviously this particular investor is looking for funds and is not really concerned about the country, but I'm going to filter out countries which are going to be probably very, very low quality when it comes to the potential, mainly because of the quality of the firms that are in it. We've got the city. In many cases we're going to have LinkedIn's. In many cases we're also going to have titles, but not always. Websites. We're going to have a lot of sector information, and of course for these particular ones, these are the keywords that we used. So that basically is how we're going to start off with the next stage of the filtering for the database. No database is 100% perfect, and one of the reasons why there's a secondary filtering process is to get rid of any errors that were made during the original search. So now that you've seen the spreadsheet and how they are merged, we're now going to talk about a little bit about the reviewing and additional screening, which is both automated and manual. Any of the systems that you're ever going to see that have databases, they're always going to have some errors because for the most part they're put together by humans, and unlike some machine learning and artificial intelligence, there's going to be errors. So this process here helps fix those before the client gets their final search. So in order to identify the most promising investment opportunities for my clients, I employ a detailed, automated, and manual process. So here's how I do it. I review of the Excel reports and conduct additional screening based on the client criteria, verifying website addresses for active and relevant VC firms, identify and rectify any errors or inaccuracies to ensure accuracy, customize the target list based on the client preference. And again, this client's looking for 500 contacts. They're looking to raise $500,000 US. So this is the part of the screening that takes a little more time. On average, it takes about 3 hours for me to do this. Now, some investors just want to be able to purchase the main sheets. For example, they say, listen, we have our own team. Can I just take the 4,500? And yes, you can. But my suggestion is always to try to have somebody narrow it down that knows what they're looking for. So that's part of what this service is about. So my service is not fundraising, it's really time saving, and again it just calls back to that last screen. The time to find and screen 500 potential venture capital investors varies based on experience, efficiency, and resources. Online research can take days to weeks, involving searching, reviewing, and verifying criteria. Using my database service expedites the process, potentially taking just a few days or hours in some cases depending on the criteria complexity. Save time with my advice. So I'll always tell clients I sell time, not databases. Now, a lot of the databases that I have, for example, I have the largest collection of family investment office databases probably in the world. And if you were to try to look and target that particular sector of investors, it might take you weeks, and it might even take you over a month to do it. Now, I've been working on these type of databases for a long time, so again I have over 250,000 of them, and it's growing, anticipating getting another 30 to 50,000 in the next month. So again, if you're looking for databases and you want to help me with that filtering process, again, I sell time, not databases. Please click my Fiverr link below to get more information on my investor databases for venture capital, private equity, angel groups. Again, I help people with pitch deck reviews. Check my profile for that. And startup fundraising consulting. Thank you for watching this video.